Excellent.
With the hand on it?
Sure. Everybody out here good? Yep.
I saw the photos of you with Matt Liner. What advice did he give you about handling this weekend?
He said go out there and just have fun, enjoy it. It's once in a lifetime opportunity, so make sure you have a smile on your face and you go out there and enjoy it.
Caleb, Adam Schefter recently just had Tom House, legendary QB guru, on his podcast, and he said that he thinks you're the second coming of Patrick Mahomes. When you hear that, just how do you process a statement like that?
It's pretty cool, I'd say, just because everybody watches Patrick and sees all the cool things he can do. And, I always said, even in high school, that I don't think there's anything. Obviously it's special, but I don't think there's anything that I can't do that he's doing out there. So, I think it's really cool, like I said. And I had comparisons of a bunch of other people. So to have Patrick is pretty cool.
How did you find out you were invited to the Heisman Trophy?
I think Katie told me. I believe so. Yeah, I think Katie told me one day. I don't really remember when, but I think she either texted me or called me, or I saw her in person, one or the other, and she told me I was invited. So it was pretty cool.
And what was that like?
Yeah, it's something that you dream of as a kid. When you're in high school, and then when you get to college, it's just a goal that you might throw on the wall. Before the season or something like that. It's kind of what I did. I just threw a goal up there and threw it on the wall. And to be here now and be one of the finalists with this group of guys that I'm with is pretty special.
Do you have like an actual wall of goals?
No. I was making a speech, but I do have a list on my phone of goals and a couple of them were reached, a couple of them were, and Heisman has been one of the ones that was on there, and I'm here now, and we'll see what happens here soon to come.
Reflecting on this year, just how do you kind of put it into perspective, first year at USC and all that you did accomplish?
Yeah, it was a special year, to say the least. We didn't end how we wanted to. I didn't end how I wanted to. We have a big game coming up, this bowl game. But it is a special year. I'm proud of the team, especially coming together so fast. 12 months with half a new roster and a bunch of guys that stayed. There was a lot of uncertainty. There was a lot of doubt on the outside in the beginning of the season, and then we worked hard, we fought, we came together. We built this bond and trust between each other, and so I can't say anything else other than I'm proud of my guys and proud of how we worked.
How has it been getting to know these guys that you've already known, but in this setting?
Yeah, the only person I haven't really met before is Max. Max is a cool guy. CJ I've known from a couple other camps. We've met throughout the football world, and then Stetson Bennett is kind of funny. He was actually my host on my visits at Georgia, so it's kind of funny how it kind of came full circle. And him being here with me, it's special.
Have you guys been able to kind of have a moment and say, wow, we're here?
Yeah, we texted the other day, me and Stetson, and we were upstairs. We all kind of seeing each other's faces and being the only four here is pretty special.
You begin the season with team goals, but was there a moment this season where you're like, I'm in the conversation, if this game goes my way, like this will happen?
No, I kept everything on team goals during the season just because I'm one of the leaders on the team. If you're using anything like that to your self goals or anything like that, you probably won't reach them or anything like that. Because if you get to the highest point in a team goal, your best chances of all those self goals that you set before the season are normally right there in front of you. I kept all the team goals on the forefront of my brain and in my mind. Tried to do my best to make sure that we were all in that same mindset to go out and win the game, whichever game that was. Yeah.
But now that you're here, the significance of it, joining a fraternity, having your jersey retired at the Coliseum, having a duplicate Heisman at a Heritage Hall, I mean, all, what the significance of it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to be in this moment. Because, like I said, you dream of it as a kid, and you get to the point where you work super hard to be the best. This is one of the trophies that kind of says that you were the best this year, or whatever the case may be. So I am proud of myself for putting in the hard work, but there's a lot more to come, and there are a couple of cool things that come with it, like having your jersey retired. That's probably like the weirdest thing to me, or the coolest thing I guess you could say to me, is that you have an opportunity at USC to retire your jersey. So yeah.
At some point a kid's gonna call you to say, like, I really want to wear number 13, and you're gonna have to give your blessing again.
Yeah. When that time comes, we'll see where it goes. But no, it's all blessings, and I'm very grateful for it.
Was the Heisman pose in the Notre Dame game just a spontaneous thing of the moment, or what happened?
It was very spontaneous, striking the pose in the Notre Dame game. My teammate, if you could tell, my teammates were all surrounding me, and they were telling me to do it throughout the game, and they were all right there, so I did it on the sideline.
You've done such a good job of deflecting to your team all year.
Yeah.
What's it like with all the questions just about you over the last couple of days?
Yeah. I still deflect, just because there wouldn't be any Caleb Williams that has all these stats, that's here at the Heisman finalists, or one of the Heisman finalists. Without those guys, the 8 offensive linemen that played, the 7 to 9 or 10 wide receivers that played, the 4 or 5 running backs that played, the defense, special teams, all of that. I wouldn't be in this position without those guys. And so, questions are still the same, kind of. They all get deflected to my guys.
Where does that come from? Because it's an individual position
Yep.
that gets a ton of attention.
Yeah. Where does the deflecting come from?
Yeah.
Just understanding, having a certain understanding about the position that I'm in, and why I'm actually here. Yes, I put in a lot of work myself. I play at USC. It's an awesome place, and to be in this position is awesome and all, but I wouldn't be sitting here in this chair, and y'all wouldn't be asking me these questions without them. So I do understand that part of it, and that's the most important part to me.
There was a point when the odds shifted and you became the overwhelming favorite.
Yeah.
Did things change around you at that point? Did you kind of feel it more or hear more about it?
I did start to hear more about it, just because it did flip to me being one of the favorites, or the favorite, and so, excuse me, I did end up hearing about it a little bit more, but it was all throughout probably the second half of the season that I heard about it, kind of until now.
Is there no more pressure those last few weeks when you know that it may be yours if you close out strong? Is it kind of keeping your mind?
No, not really. Go out there, play ball, and throughout the week, practice hard. Throughout the week, watch film. Throughout the week, get extra work in. Whatever needs to be done to go win the game. Because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing to me, at least, is winning, and winning the game. And we came up short, and it hurt a little bit to me, especially not being able to. Some of my seniors, some of my best friends, they're not able to come back next year, and so that really, when I was walking off the field, when Coach pulled me with about I think it was close to 54 seconds, something like that, 58 seconds. It all kind of hit really hard. So I just go out there and play ball and try and win for your teammates.
I know you've talked about your confidence growing in terms of just being able to navigate the pocket and escape pressure. Yep. Was there a moment like before this season or a time where it just really clicked on that front that you sort of realized like, hey, I can stay in the pocket longer, or it became more clear like when you needed to scramble, like just confidence-wise?
Yeah. It's actually happened when I got here, when we started practicing and things like that. There was a certain sense of comfort that I had more than my first year at Oklahoma. And that comes with reps, that comes with just being more familiar with the playbook and what I can do and my ability mentally and physically. And so, yeah, I just got a little more comfort. I got a little more comfy in the playbook and with Coach Riley.
Did it help at all? Just kind of even starting at a new place, like you're a little outside of your comfort zone, just going to a new place. It's the same offense, but you feel like that pushed you maybe even extra?
Yeah, there were certain challenges to when I first got here. I've been in a new place, and nobody knowing the playbook, basically, except for the coaches or Coach Riley, whoever came with him. So it was for sure a new challenge that 100% helped me, because I was out there stepping up. I was out there coaching, especially in player-led things. I was out there running routes for them, how many steps, the angle we want to break at, just so we can all be on the same page. And going in great detail with them about how we want to ran, because like I said, I was in the playbook for at least a year. And, a year to the guys that had nothing is a lot. So it gave me a lot more confidence, and it helped out for me this year.
Kim, did you ever dream of winning a Heisman Trophy? And so when did that start for you?
I don't really have an exact date, but it probably happened around when I was right before high school. Probably when I was around 11, 12 years old, 13 years old. But it has been a dream of mine to be here and then also to win one.
Did you, leaving Oklahoma, was that all about Coach Riley, following him, or was it a bigger picture than that?
It was a bigger picture. One, I trust Coach Riley, and obviously his philosophy and what he's, his culture and what he's brought to me my first year, and then also now my second year. So yes, he was a part of it, and then the second part was that there is a bigger picture, because you can only be in college for probably 4 to 6 years now, depending on who, or if you leave a college or COVID, whatever. There's so many different things now that you can do. But 4 to 6 years is the maximum amount of time that you can stay in college, and so it was, at some point I'm going to have to leave and go to another place, and go to a hopefully bigger spot in the NFL, and so just kind of getting through that process, and being with somebody that's done it, which he's done it a couple times, and also. Also be in a position to go to the NFL and be successful when I get there.
Gil, what's the influence of your high school coach?
Yeah, Coach Trivers and Danny Schechter. Those guys, they've been astronomical. They've been a blessing to me. They've been, they trusted a ninth grader in one of the toughest conferences, high school conferences in the nation, to go out and start first game. And it's they text me before every game, and they bless me and anything like that. And I give thanks to them. They taught me brotherhood, togetherness, trust. Now embracing the moment and then finishing. It's something that I still go by, and they've instilled a lot in me.
Yeah, this is Gary Jones of BMA Sports. Can you tell me your full name, your school, and what's the reason you're here for my audience? And who did you look up to for the Heisman Trophy when you was growing up?
Cool. Caleb Williams, quarterback, USC, Southern California, just to put that out there. And someone I looked up to, not too long ago, Joe Burrow. I've met Joe, and I've been around him a little bit. kind of watching him work, especially throughout that 1 year, was very special. And so for sure him, and then now what he's been able to do in the pro, but for sure Joe, he's done a really good job, especially in college as we all saw, and then now in the pros.
Can you tell the audience why you should get the Heisman Trophy? Sell yourself.
I think I've had a good year. I've been low on interceptions and turnovers, and that's the most important part. Turnovers wins games for other teams, and so having a low interception rate or low turnover rate was huge. And then just going out there and performing and being a playmaker when it's needed, and standing in the pocket and delivering to my guys.
During the recruiting process, how big was it that Lincoln had for these two Heisman winners? How much did he mention that during the recruiting process?
Obviously, it was mentioned. This is a very special award, and so obviously it was mentioned. But obviously, I already knew that he had two previous Heisman winners, and then Jay Hurts being a finalist. And so I already knew all of that, but it was mentioned. But I thought of myself before college as being the best player, and that's not to anything being cocky. I worked for it. Obviously, I had an offer from Coach Riley, and he doesn't give out offers like that. And so I thought I was one of the best players coming into college, and wanted to be the best when I got here. And so that's kind of what one of these awards brings to you is and awards aren't everything, but sometimes it is good to get a little recognition or just kind of a feel good from people noticing that you've been working hard and all the hard work that you've been putting in.
What was the biggest factor in choosing Lincoln originally?
I like his system, obviously. It's very quarterback friendly. The trust and belief that he puts into his quarterbacks, and then also I went on a visit one time, and we went into a room to watch film, and we were supposed to only probably be in there for about 20 minutes. We ended up being about 2 hours. So there was just a certain click that we had, and it's been chugging along and booming ever since.
Did that connection happen the first time, or did it take some?
I think it was the first time, or it was literally a week before COVID. Literally a week before COVID happened, and I think it was one of the first times. Yeah, I think it was the first time, and it's been rocking ever since.
I wanted to get your thoughts on Max Duggan and just respect you have for him as a competitor.
Yeah. No, Max. I actually watched because I played in the Big 12. Or Big 12. Yeah, Big 12. And I played versus the teams he's played against. And so, especially in the back half of the season. So I understand how tough their league is. I understand that there's games that just don't sometimes go your way. And to see him go out there and compete, to hear his story, and how he wasn't a starter. And I kind of relate to some of his story about him not being a starter, him fighting for it and working for it. Obviously, his story off the field. That I'm going to leave that to him to talk about and mention. But yeah, he's a competitor. You can see it when he's out there. He's fearless. He goes out there, and you can tell that he believes in himself. He believes in his team, the guys around him, his coach. You can tell that his coaches believe in him, and so I admire him and how he works when he's out there, because he like I said, I think we have a little bit in common about how when we're out there, there's nobody better than us, and there's nobody better than our team out there.
What do you think this means to your teammates this moment?
Yeah, my teammates they've been texting me and all of that and sending me love. I think it does mean something to my teammates, and I don't think it means something because it's a cool trophy. I think it means something because the brother that I've been to them, and how much they love and care for me. It's been a blessing to be around them, and I hope that I've been the same to them. And I do think it'll mean a lot to them because after I lost, which is tough, but after I lost, they gave me a lot of love, saying thank you and all of that, which it meant the world to me. So yeah.
Caleb, I don't know if this has been asked already, so I apologize if so, but do you have anything on your nails for this?
I do not.
Right.
I'm gonna be in a lot of suits and anything like that. So I went plain, and I also did not have a lot of time to get ready for this because they told us like on Monday or something that I'll be here. So I didn't have a lot of time because I had to get suits and anything like that ready for any award ceremonies.
Why do you like doing that?
No, I like the surprises. I think you're gonna like it though. It'd be a really cool fit.
Why do you like doing that with the nails?
Why do I like doing it?
With the messages.
Yeah, you get to express yourself. I mainly only do it on game days. I'm gonna say big events, which this is one of the largest events. But I knew that I was gonna be wearing a lot of suits and anything like that. So I wanted to just go a little bit more classy, get some clear coat over it and rock that. But no, it's just a way to express yourself. There's no hate. There's all love. But it's like when people write things on their wristbands or their tape or anything like that, or on their shirt under the jersey. There's nothing too deep to it. Respect all the guys that I'm playing against and going out there against, but it's just something that I do. I've done it since high school. So,
Caleb, do you remember when you were trying to choose your transfer destination? Do you remember like the moment you decided it's USC?
Yeah,
we're gonna do this.
Oh, USC transfer.
Yeah, when you transferred.
I was on vacation. Vacation. I was in Florida for like a couple days, and sunset was going down. It was around probably 5 o'clock, and it was when I was officially in the transfer portal. I finally got to talk to Coach Riley after everything, and one of my favorite people at USC, Clark Sherrod, he was there. And I finally got to talk to him, and I think I was walking on the beach because there was a lot going on. So I was walking on the beach, just kind of being with myself, being in the present moment. And like I said, Coach called and I answered, and it was like as soon as we started talking, obviously there was the first part 2 minutes was a bit kind of weird, but after that it was just like it kind of started up again. And as you can tell, everything's been all good with us, and our relationship's only gotten better.
Did you actually keep him guessing though for a few weeks, or did he know?
I did. I kept him guessing for a few weeks, and then I ended up saying to my dad, like, this is where I'm going, and my mentors, and there was a lot of other stuff that had to go with it, and that was going on. So there was a lot going on at the time. There's a couple arguments. There's a couple heated arguments that happened throughout that process. But I'm here now, and it's been great.
Was he calling you every day?
No. He knows from recruiting that I don't call me every day. Yeah, that was one of my rules in recruiting. If you call me, I made a rule that if you call me more than once, you're done. And so he would call and we would text, and then we say like, all right, like we're going, like, can you talk now or anything like that. We talk, but no, he didn't call me more than once a day, or more than probably once or twice a week.
Those arguments and heated conversations, was that with Lincoln or with your dad, or who was that with?
For me?
Yeah.
That was no, not with Link. We had a couple like real conversations and deep conversations, just trying to make sure everything is how it should be. But the heated arguments was with my family and mentors, because there was just a lot of back and forth, a lot of other people's opinions going on and things like that. And my dad always told me, when you make a decision, go with it. I made a decision, and I made sure that my decision was what I wanted, and it was best for me. And the only person that can know what's best for you totally and 100% is you. So
you're stepping into a pretty uncertain situation though. At that
yeah.
4-8 team, right? You hadn't played with a lot of those guys. Like, what's sort of your feeling as you get on campus for that first day? Like, what are you expecting out of that?
Oklahoma was actually my first gladiator of a team that I've chosen. My dad's always allowed me to choose a team, and so I've always chosen a team that is kind of like the team that everybody talks about. This USC team that was 4-8. This USC team that's 4-8 is now 11-2. We're going into a bowl game, and so same team kind of. There's a bunch of guys that left and all, but we got a lot of guys that were here and been through the process of these past couple of years, and it was nothing new to me. Like I said, I've never chosen the gladiator team, and Oklahoma was probably my only gladiator team that I've chosen. And worked on little things throughout the building, and those little things translate to winning big games on Saturday.
Caleb, any thoughts on C.J. Stroud
from back in the day, Elite 11?
Yeah.
What comes to mind sitting in this chair looking back?
Dreams do come true. One, it was a dream to go to Elite 11 and win the MVP. And then go to Elite 11 again. I actually wanted to go to Elite 11 my sophomore or junior year. In the actual Elite 11, and not just the regionals, but obviously I could do that. And then the next year I went to regionals, won regionals, and then went to Elite 11 and won MVP there. The dreams really did come true because now I'm here. Just had an awesome season with my team, and now I'm here at the Heisman ceremony. And so dreams do come true, and there's a lot more dreams to reach.
What does it tell the next generation, particularly wearing those jerseys?
Next generation, change your dreams and change your habits. And for me, I for sure wasn't going to change my dreams. So I changed a lot of my habits and worked for what I want.
What does it mean for what you guys are building at USC to be in this opportunity of being here in New York?
Repeat?
What does it mean for what you guys are trying to build at USC, the stuff you guys went through all this whole offseason and put together for you to be here, the awards yesterday and the potential tomorrow?
Yeah. It means a lot because we've had a couple other guys like Thule. He's been up for a bunch of awards. Who else we had? We got a bunch of All-Americans, second-team All-Americans. And to think a year ago there wasn't as many up for these awards, or there's a lot more honorable mentions and possibly less than that. And this year we got a lot of first teams, second teams. We got a bunch of guys up for awards, anything like that. So we just had Nick Fig, Scholar Athlete of the Year, and that was huge for us. And so it's awesome. We're building something great here at USC, and can't wait to keep going.
Does it send a message to potential recruits, whether in the transfer portal or?
Yeah, it sends a message that this 4-8 team that everybody doubted is now 11-2, and we got a lot more. For the guys that's going to be with us after this bowl game, we got a lot more coming next year.
Caleb, any thoughts on C.J. Stroud as a player or a person, or just being around him?
Yeah, so I've met C.J. A couple of times, and he's always been really cool. C.J. he's real relaxed dude, real laid back, but when he's out there in the field, you can see the competitiveness inside of him, and what this game brings out, and what it brings out in a lot of us here. That's why we're all here, because of this game and how special it is to us. And so, CJ, he's a baller, and I can't wait to see him ball out in the college football playoff.
Can you talk about all the hard work and hours you put in to be here? Oh, I'm sorry.